Hi, my name is Hayden. I'm currently studying a Bachelor of Global Logistics and Maritime Management through UTAS. I'm based in Townsville. If English is not your first language or you're having trouble understanding me, please use the closed captions by clicking the button below. In the spirit of reconciliation, we acknowledge the traditional custodians of country throughout Australia and their connections to land, sea and community. We pay our respect to their elders past and present and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples today. So today I'm going to quick chat to you about shipbuilding and repairs and the cruise shipping industry in Australia. Let's start with shipbuilding and repair. Three main sectors for that are commercial, naval and equipment and accessories. Australia's competitive advantage comes from investment in innovation and in research and development, including access to the latest and most efficient technologies and manufacturing techniques. So today when we're talking about shipbuilding and repairs, we're talking about boats or ships that are over 50 tonnes of displacement, so not including recreational boats. So repairs overview, what that entails will be dry dock operations, hull cleaning, ship repairing, ship surveys, ship upgrades. The commercial applications for shipbuilding in Australia are for ferries, shipping boats, super yachts. I put a little asterisk there because sometimes super yachts cross over into personal craft as well. Offshore support vehicles, so design innovation such as consulting, repairs and refits, and through life support. So it's not just once the vessel has been delivered, it's that ongoing support with that, which is also a major factor for commercial shipbuilding in Australia. New work is subject to market impacts such as demand for travel and tourism, especially with the ferries, heavy reliance on tourism for that. Designs are customised for different ships to meet requirements such as the route and passenger numbers, which is really good, very flexible because we're so innovative in Australia, and design is really strong in Australia. We can really customise those vessels for foreign markets. Ships are typically used for repetitive route and can have their maintenance schedules planned out accordingly. So Incat Tasmania Shipyard has built the fastest roll-on, roll-off ro-ro ferry in the world. Francisco, a 99-metre dual-fuel vessel, which can reach 58 knots. So clean, efficient innovation. That's what we're talking about. Other companies such as Hart Marine built pilot boats for Port Phillip Sea Pilots. And because they went so well in the real world environment, another 8 ports around Australia, including a port in New Zealand, are placing orders for that. So that's fantastic. So for naval applications in the shipbuilding and repair industry, we have warships, submarines, patrol ships, that repairs and refits element to that. And once again, design and innovation play a key role. So BAE Systems, for instance, in Australia, down in Williamstown, did the fit out for the Canberra-class landing helicopter dock ship. So they were built in Spain, actually, but then towed to Australia and then fitted out. So don't necessarily have to build the actual vessel in Australia. There's still a major component that can be done in Australia, which contributes to the economy. So the naval industry, new work is dependent on government decisions, really. Vessel design is often used for several builds to form a fleet, so it's not really customised like we have in the commercial industry. Builds are often complex, so system integrations, a lot of engineering, electronics go into them, which can make it quite difficult. And maintenance and repair is less predictable because of their schedules. So Collins-class submarine, once again, we bought them from Sweden. And they got fitted out, and the system integrations didn't go so well. It took them a long time to get that right, so they're quite complex vessels. The AUKUS deal with the UK and US, it's not known yet what the true impact of this deal will bring to Australian industry, but will establish a long-term and sustainable Australian naval shipping and sustainment capability that will generate industry growth and develop secure Australian jobs for the future, so which is great. So the equipment and accessories, which apply both to commercial and naval industries, such as marine hardware, engine components, ropes, cranes, winches, hydraulics, radars, propellers, buoyancy aids, autopilots, and flotation systems. Economic impact for the financial year of 2018, $3.8 billion was brought into Australia, 251.7 million went to the exports. So roughly 470 organisations directly connected with shipbuilding and repairs in Australia, employing 14,600 people nationally. The impacts of COVID aren't really known yet, but ship design from design to delivery is not an overnight process, so the impacts from COVID-19 might not be as severe as other industries. Just a quick graph there to show you the breakdown of the economic diversity that it brings to Australia. All right, strengths and challenges that Australia face. Strengths are the quality of product that we deliver, standards of product safety, once again, innovative and unique products, ease of doing business, reputation, and that flexibility by meeting customer demands. Challenges are going to be the regulation on product standard, distance to market. We're very isolated here in Australia. Level local demand is quite low, and availability of skilled labour is quite hard to get at the moment. So, and competing imports, obviously cheaper ones out there, especially with the high cost of labour. All right, let's move into cruise shipping quickly. Cruise shipping industry for the financial year of 2019, cruise shipping plays a major role in Australian tourism. 1,240 cruise ship visits during financial year of 2019, 3.8 million passengers and crew day visits, and 47 different ports are visited around Australia. Economic benefits from that are $5.2 billion, which is quite a lot. Directly, as you can see, the cruise lines themselves spent $1.1 billion. That includes fuel, docking fees. The crew themselves, when they come ashore, $35 million spent, and passengers put in $1.4 billion to the economy, which is fantastic. Now, the indirect things like accommodation and supplies for those ships, supplies to meet those passengers' demands, $2.8 billion into the community, which gave full-time equivalent of 18,135 jobs in Australia, equivalent of $1.6 billion in wages. Breaking that down, the average passenger from a cruise ship spends $387 onshore per day. The breakdown there, accommodation is a big winner, a third of that going to accommodation when they're on land. Food and beverages, $274 million. Transport also quite big, $196. Retail, $159. Shore excursions, $133 million. Entertainment, $59 million. So quite a lot of money going to the Australian economy there. New South Wales is a big winner with $1.55 billion being injected into the economy there. 1.54 in Sydney, in the Port of Sydney alone, and Port of Sydney has actually had issues with their capacity being limited due to superstructures at the port. Saying that though, the passenger spending did lift 17.4% in the financial year ending in 2019. So the impacts of COVID have been quite dramatic in the cruise industry in Australia, cruise shipping industry. As of the 18th of March 2020, all international cruise ships no longer allowed to dock in Australian ports. So overnight, that economic tap was turned off. Fortunately, as the 18th of April 2022, the ban has been lifted, so international ships are allowed to dock in Australian ports. So that's going to wrap it up. My references are included at the end. Thank you for listening.